hit record now. Cool. So it is April 29th, 2024. So today I'm going to be going over three different listing strategies. I am going to go over a market update in the beginning. These three strategies, how to implement, and also the scripts that are utilized to best position you to capitalize on the listing inventory. And I'm also going to be doing a live demonstration with conversation. So I'm actually going to be doing live calls. I'm going to put my phone on speaker and I'm going to literally implement what I'm going to be teaching you guys, because this one strategy is something that I have used throughout my career. When I was listing properties, this strategy I would implement it every single day, and I was carrying an inventory, a listing inventory, anywhere from 10 to 20 listings at all times, just by implementing these three strategies. Obviously, it didn't happen overnight. It was very consistent, and I'll share with you guys the methodology, the mindset, and the strategy here as we continue to move forward. But thank you guys so much for being on today. Once again, it's April 29th. I'm so grateful to be here with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started up. And as always, remember that to be present in this conversation, bring your full attention, eliminate distractions, focus and stay with the conversation, engage and drop insights, understand that how you do anything is how you do everything. And remember that this message today is specifically for you. So listing mastery, this is session 1. I am going to have several, I think it's going to be 2 to 3 series. So this is just the first one, the initial one, that's going to be covering listings. And again, we're going to cover 3 different modalities today. And as always, we love to start off these meetings with a lot of energy, because you guys already know that high energy equals high income. So I encourage you and invite all of you to unmute yourselves if you are able to. And we're going to be doing these affirmations together as a community to amplify our energy. That way we can get our energy right. So are you guys ready? Okay, I'm going to try that again. Are you guys ready? You're going to say yes.
Yes.
All right. Hey, everybody sleeping or what? Everybody still on the weekend vibes or what's going on? Let's go. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready. Right.
Yes.
All right, cool. I just want to check in on you guys. So 1, 2, 3, power up.
1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3,
power up. Power up.
High energy equals high income.
High energy equals high income.
Every day and every way I'm getting better and better.
Every day and every way I'm getting better and better.
Every day and every way I'm getting stronger.
Every day and every way I'm getting stronger.
Every day and every way I'm getting smarter and smarter.
Every day and every way I'm getting smarter and smarter.
I have perfect health.
I have
perfect health.
I was born to win.
I was born to win.
I will never surrender.
I will never surrender.
Keep growing.
I will always keep growing.
I was born to be great.
I was born to be great.
Today will be the best day of my life, no matter what.
Today will be the best day of my life, no matter what.
Right, all right. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for participating and playing full out. I know. It's, look, guys, the way I see it, don't you guys agree that you guys need a lot of energy to create your goals, to create your vision, right? It's required. So what I encourage you to, I'm challenge you guys, right, to amplify your energy. It's not that we're just getting together and yelling like crazy, but it's going to require energy. And if you have a challenge amplifying your energy in this exercise, I just want you to think about that. That's going to be most likely the energy that you're lacking when you're going out there and picking up the phone, when you're going to do the open houses, when you're doing your follow-ups. So when, at least I found this for me, right? This is my I've been doing this for about 15 years now, affirmations. So it's helped me to elevate my energy tremendously, and it's had a direct impact in my life. So I just want to say thank you guys for playing full out. And we're going to be moving on to the next exercise, and we're going to be breathing together as a community. And we're going to breathe 6 times in through the nose, out the mouth 6 times. And the last one, you can just hold it as long as you can, because we're going to oxygenate our bodies. This is a really good exercise that I like to do before I make any phone calls, before I pick up the phone. This is powerful. So inhale through the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Inhale to the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Inhale to the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The last one. Inhale. And hold. Hold, hold, hold. Take a little inhale. More if you can. Take a little sip of air. Then let go whenever you feel called to. Thank you guys for playing full out. And again, breathing together as a community. Very, very powerful. At least for me, every single time that I do it, it makes me feel a little lightheaded. I know that my brain is saying, thank you for the oxygen. Because a lot of the times, believe it or not, here in the West, we have like this whole thing where we're breathing typically from our chest. Like we try to breathe from up here. But what I encourage you guys to do is to remind yourself to do belly breathing. So you got to inhale directly into the belly, because 80% of your oxygen actually comes from the lower part of your lungs. So when you actually don't breathe properly, that's where you'll have like maybe bad memory, or you'll forget things very easy, or just feel fatigued. It's not because you're probably not eating right. It's most likely because you're not oxygenating your body correctly. So just wanted to share that, because obviously health is number one, right? If we want to get listings, we want to grow our businesses. That's one of the most important things. So gratitude is also an abundance multiplier. So we're going to tune into gratitude. So feel free to follow along with me on this exercise. Also fill in the blanks for yourself, what you could be grateful for. So I am so grateful to be here with you. I'm so grateful to have the ability to breathe. I'm so grateful for the ability to see. I'm so grateful for the ability to hear. I am so grateful for the roof over my head. I'm so grateful for the opportunities ahead. I'm so grateful for this wonderful community. I'm so grateful for the opportunities. I'm so grateful for the possibilities. I'm so grateful for the vehicle that I drive. I'm so grateful for my beautiful pets. I'm so grateful for my family and friends. I am so grateful to be alive. And what are you grateful for? Tune into yourself, right? Get into that energy of gratitude. Not only just say it, but feel it, because that's the fastest way that you can alter your mood, by the way. If you ever feel frustrated or upset, gratitude, you can pivot to very, very easily and alter your mood instantaneously. And also visualization, right? This is visualization is anticipation of your future. Visualization is anticipation of your future. So you're rehearsing your future. So I want you guys to visualize yourself 12 months from now, accomplishing all of your goals, right? Whether that's serving a certain amount of families, or that's a certain amount of income, or a certain amount of money in the bank, or maybe there's something that you're resolving and you see it, visualizing it all fulfilled. Maybe you're driving a different type of vehicle, you're traveling, you're doing different types of activities. Who are you doing it with? And take a moment and just visualize. I usually like to visualize with my eyes closed, because I can easily see the mental movie. But again, guys, practice this. And I encourage you to practice not only in the morning, but before you go to bed, because what happens is that when you visualize before you go to bed, you're going to almost like marinate that vision, and you're going to wake up with that possibility being alive. So thank you guys so much for playing full out with that. Also, side note, if you don't have a morning routine, right? Like I see that there's a direct correlation to the people that win the most in this life are the people that win the morning, right? So I'm not telling you to wake up, I would encourage you, I'll challenge you to wake up a little bit earlier, but whatever time you wake up, make sure that you do some sort of exercise that fulfills you first. That way that energy trickles down to the rest of your day. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning today. I did an Instagram live with my good friend Joseph Trujillo and his wonderful girlfriend. And we actually were going over a 31-day challenge where we're going to be going over the Proverbs, right? So King Solomon, Proverbs, like we're doing at 5 o'clock in the morning on Instagram. So for accountability purposes, I'm sharing it with you guys because I am challenging myself to wake up earlier. And what a way to start the morning. So we did our first day today. So if you guys want to tune in, we're going to do it for about 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure that you guys just hop on Instagram and you guys will see us live for the next 31 days. So switching gears. Now, our goal as a community is to serve 21,000 families, to produce $10 billion in volume, and also attract 10,000 agents to our organization. That's our short-term goal. And I'm going to move into the market update. This is a local market update. And I also have some national things that I'm going to be sharing with you guys as well. If you guys don't know how to do this, this should take you no more than 4 minutes. I encourage you guys to do this weekly in your areas. That way you understand the numbers. You have to know your numbers. Specifically, if you're going to be listing homes, people expect you to know the numbers. They want you to understand the market at a very high level. So look at what happened in LA, Orange County, San Bernardino, Riverside, and San Diego. You could see that no matter what's going on, the noise, the interest rates, whatever is happening, look, 1.3 billion closed in the last 7 days in LA, 789 million in Orange County, 222 million in San Bernardino, 448 million in Riverside, and 603 million in San Diego. 5 counties, right? And this is not just counting like your county or your state. Like this is just 5 counties, $3.4 billion in closings, 3,000 properties, $84 million in commissions paid. So I like to put this out there every single week. Why? Because I want you guys to get connected to the possibility and the reality of things, right? Because the noise can get very noisy, and people outside of this community probably can, buy into the story. Well, the market is bad. Well, the market is a perception, and it's a personal question. So for those of you that know the reality, the question you should ask yourself is, what am I willing to do, and how much of this market share do I want? That's the only question you should ask yourself. And as long as you put in the work, the effort, the commitment, the intention, you're going to make this happen. So I'm going to move into a stat, right? This is the average amount of equity, right? Throughout the United States right now, people are sitting on an average of $298,000 in equity. So this, again, is a great opportunity for you to reach out to these homeowners that are sitting a tremendous amount of equity and help them to move into maybe a smaller home, a larger home, maybe closer to family, friends. Maybe they want to move out of state, right? You want to be a resource, but a lot of people are sitting a tremendous amount of equity. Also, Odetta Kushi, she's a deputy chief economist for First American, said, when you zoom out, right? There's a lot of noise, but when you zoom out, affordability is still very, very low from a historical perspective. So, just an important stat, right? Whether you're talking to your buyers or you're talking to your sellers, you want to make sure that they understand this, right? They look at the entire picture, because a lot of people get stuck with what's right in front of them and they buy into the headlines. And we already know that the headlines are just designed to cause attention. So consumers' attitude towards home selling condition increase marked in February with current homeowners. So look what people are saying. People are saying that there is a greater optimism that it's a good time to sell. So the time to sell, right? The narrative of the individuals, the homeowners, they're thinking, I'm like, you know what? This is the time that we've been waiting for. So I really believe that if you guys start to call people and get intentional, you guys will get more listings. Like a lot of you actually shared that you guys have multiple listings coming up. So that's a direct reflection of what I'm talking about here. From high prices to low inventory, potential home buyers know it's gnarly out there. But if you're ready for home ownership, the long-term benefit of buying often outweighs the pain of toughing out the search even in these days. That's according to NerdWallet. And I also want to put some myths out there, because a lot of people, I know that a lot of you in this community already know this is not true, but the myth is that you have to have 20% down, to buy a property. By the way, these should be some ideas that you guys use to create some content, right? Because a lot of people still do believe this. They believe that they need 20% to buy a property, right? So in reality, many home buyers can buy with 3.5% down, even 0 down, and sometimes. So make sure that you guys have that kind of messaging in the marketplace. Debunk these myths. Like, I won't be able to find anything to buy, right? People still think like, there's not enough inventory. Well, yes, inventory is low, but the supply of homes and sales is growing this year. That gives you more options. Or again, right? So like, that would be a good message for you also to create on social media, right? Keep your clients informed. Also a myth that people are going to get a better deal on prices. I'll get a better deal once prices crash. The reality is that prices aren't falling. The data shows that they're rising, right? It's just rising at a slower pace, but waiting is going to cost them way more money, guys. So, I think that this narrative, this myth has already, like, a lot of people are debunking it, but there's still some people that I talk to sometimes, like, they're going to say, hey, this is crashing. Also a big myth. Again, create some content around this. Another myth, I should wait to move until the mortgage rates fall. What's going to happen? What would happen, right? And this is, again, right, we know this, but if interest rates dropped all of a sudden under 5%, imagine the frenzy, the craziness that would happen, and how much more people would need to pay for a property. So the reality is that this is the time to buy. Even though the interest rates are higher, that when the interest rates drop, whenever they do, they can go ahead and refinance, and that's going to help them to save more money than if they waited for the interest rates to drop. So another myth debunked. This is a reality. Again, I'm keeping you guys up to date with reality. And I talked to, yes, Iris said bidding war. Yes, absolutely. So I talked to you guys about Revenos last week. I've talked to you guys about Revenos the previous week. I think I've talked to you guys about Revenos like many times, but I'm going to keep doing it until I see more of you actually implement these programs. Make sure that you have your phones out and you scan this QR code. If you're not taking advantage of Revenos, this is a lead generation platform that is offered exclusively to EXP agents. So if you guys are not participating in this, you guys are missing out on $2 to $3 billion in volume of potential revenue that is there for the taking. And if you're not certified, you're not going to be included. So if you want to participate in these opportunities, make sure that you get your certifications. They're free, by the way. You're not having to pay for this. You're going to just have to pay for it with your time. That's it. You're going to have to invest the time. And if you want to truly grow your business, this is a really good platform. The last one that I will go over again, that I went over, I think this is a one again, right, that I'm really excited about. It's Zenlist. Please, Zenlist is a great platform as well. I got so many people that are hitting me up via text, that call me. They're putting deals together off market, guys. So make sure that you're utilizing this platform. Again, this is something you guys have with your EXP membership. And when you guys are dialing out, especially with listings, right? A lot of people think that listings is like, well, I'm waiting for the right price. No, the seller's motivation to sell is if they find something that they're looking for. So if you're relying only on the MLS to find them opportunities and you're sleeping on Zenlist, I'm telling you, you're listing out on opportunities. This is going to be your secret weapon to sign listings as well. Tell them, you know what? Our company goes above and beyond. We just don't wait for properties to hit the MLS. We actually have our own off-market MLS. Let me show you. So that was the way that I would sign a lot of listings, because I would always show them how I can obtain listings off market. Before I had Zenlist, I would just use the MLS and I would do a reverse engineering type of strategy, and that really worked. So I encourage you guys to use this to obtain listings, to put deals together. This is a very, very powerful platform once again. So as we said in the beginning of the conversation, the listing season is here. Sold, sold, sold. Listing season is here. So this is the time for you guys to get intentional with getting on the phone. Look, we're doing a great job of being loud out there. We're utilizing social media, but you guys really, really got to get intentional about targeting specifically sellers, because this is going to help you to maximize your income. And I want to go over just some foundational principles, right? This is my experience of listing properties. I want to go over some foundational principles because I think these are very, very important. With listings, guys, with listings, you got to get this. It's a pipeline business. It's a pipeline business. That means that you need to have a lot of conversations and you need to manage a pipeline. You have to basically do that with buyers or anything you choose to do, but specifically with listings, because not every single person you connect with is going to be ready to sell today. Some of them are going to tell you, you know what, Leo, thank you for calling me, but I'm going to be selling until the summer. I'm going to be selling until next year. I'm going to be selling in 2 years, right? So you're going to be able to categorize and understand and start to create a pipeline. And, you know, if obviously every single one of you in this community have a platform called KV Core. So you should be documenting what these customers are saying. That way you can manage the pipeline effectively. And the other thing is that you want to have a visual, like it could even be as simple as having a Google spreadsheet and having a visual. That way you can have their name, number, email, phone, their address, and then also what they said. Because the way that you're going to follow up with these customers and follow up with this pipeline, you're not going to just call them up, hey, are you ready to sell, when they told you they were ready to sell next year. You're going to talk to them and say, hey, George, you said that, you know, you were going to be connecting with your brother and that you guys were going to be discussing, right? But that would be from me taking detailed notes, and you had me reach out to you, you know, within a month. How's everything going? My effectiveness of converting that customer is going to go through the roof. So you're going to win with consistency. That's another foundational principle with listings. You're going to win with consistency. You need to be consistent. If you say, you know what, I am like in. I want to become a listing agent. Well, the way you're going to win is with consistency. So you have to have a 12-month like vision of what you're going to be doing, because if you're saying like, you know what, I'm going to try it out for another 3 months or 4 months, and then if it doesn't work, I'm going to go back to working with buyers. Well, you can always work with buyers. They're always going to be there. But if you truly want to commit to get listings, you have to win by being consistent. The other thing, it's a numbers game. It is literally a numbers game. So don't be attached when somebody tells you no. Don't be attached when somebody says that I'm not ready. Don't be attached when somebody says I'm going to die in this house. I've literally had so many people tell me that exact, phrase. I'm going to die in this house. I'm like, okay, great. Well, you know what? I know you want to die in this property, but don't you want to die in a nicer house? Just kidding. But like, seriously, right? I have that objection. Don't give up when people tell you that stuff. It's a numbers game. Also, you have to practice your scripts and dialogues, because in listing properties, you could say one thing or miss one thing and give up too easy on the conversation, and you're going to be missing opportunities left and right. So I encourage you guys to practice scripts and dialogues. That way you can go deep in the conversation by asking the right questions. That way you can get the listing when they're ready. The other thing that I encourage you guys to do is you got to block out 2 to 3 hours a day to do this, right? So whatever strategy you're choosing, today we're going to be covering expireds, for sale by owners, and circle prospecting. I encourage you guys to block out 2 to 3 hours a day. When I was specifically just looking for listings, that's exactly what I was doing. I was doing 3 to 4 hours every single day, consistently, day in and day out. And then I would have an evening time block for follow-up. So outbound, first step, and then the other step is you have to have a follow-up. And that's where the fortune is made, by the way. That's why that's the next step. The fortune is in the follow-up. When you start to follow up, you're going to start to be able to literally predict your business, because you're going to have a pipeline to follow. And then you're going to all of a sudden say like, man, all of these people told me they were going to sell in April. I have like 6 or 7 people. That's going to be the game changer. The other thing, how do you secure the listing, right? After you talk to them? Well, after you talk to them, I encourage you guys, this is game changer. Send them a handwritten thank you card. You already have their address, right? You're dialing for listings. So send them over a handwritten note and say, you know what? I just want to say, Patricia, thank you so much for spending the time with me on the phone. You were awesome. I'm really looking forward to helping you to make your dream happen of moving to Malibu with a view. I also am going to be sending you over some properties. Please feel free to reach out to me, but I will be reaching out to you in the next 30 days. So if you do something like that, a little thank you card with every single conversation, then that's going to amplify your probability of you getting the listing. The other way that you're going to be able to secure the listing is that you want to go and meet with them face to face. So what I would do whenever I would have a powerful conversation, or somebody said that I have an intention to sell in 3 months, 6 months, a year, I would go drop off a CMA at their property personally, right? I would craft one out. And then I would literally knock on the door and I would say, hey, George, thank you so much for being on the phone with me. This is Leo. I wanted to put a face to the name. I'm actually dropping off keys to a customer nearby, and I wanted to drop off this mini appraisal to show you what the property is worth. The probability of you being chosen, after you meet somebody face to face goes through the roof. Okay. So if you just get them on the phone and you don't meet them in person, you are going to lose to the person that actually took the time to go knock on their door and do exactly what I just said. That's why I would win listings all the time, because they met me in person. The thing is that a lot of people just stop. Well, you know what? I had a good conversation. I'm going to start following up, but they never meet you in person. I'm telling you, if I call that same person and I drop off that CMA, I'm going to beat you, even if you're a better agent than I am, just because you met me face to face. Okay. The other thing, thank you, Mr. George, for the applause, sir. I appreciate you. The other thing you want to do, guys, is that you want to add it to your database. Again, every single one of you here in this community has no excuses. KV Core is a platform that every single one of you has. So document this stuff and add it to your database, because I meet so many different agents that literally drop the ball with this database play. They're like, well, you know what? My database is small right now. I don't think I need to manage it. No, you need to manage it when it's small, because once it gets big, you're going to make it's going to be the reverse excuse. Then you're going to say, I have too many. I can't even find them. Right? So just start today. Start putting every single person in your database. So these are the foundational principles to dial out and to prospect, these customers. So these are the strategies, expireds and for sale by owners. And again, I just went over my MLS personally, right? So again, your MLS might have more, but just in my CR MLS, there was 2,000 properties that expired in the last 30 days. 2,000. Right? Yes, properties are selling. Yes, people are buying, but 2,000 properties still expired off the market. So this is a great strategy. Yes, there's a lot of people that are calling these, right? So you're not going to be the only one, definitely. But I would encourage you to dial out to these expireds and make this part of your day, right? If you're chunking 2 to 3 hours a day, I would start off with the expireds. You want to dial expireds first thing in the morning, as early as 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. That's the time you want to hit them, because by the time it hits 8:15, you better believe that you already got 60 phone calls. It's crazy. Expireds, there's a lot of competition. So I want to prepare you that that's what's going to happen. You could scan the QR code and you have access to Vulcan. Vulcan is, these are paid platforms, but if you want to get expired data or for sale by owner data, you can obtain it here from Vulcan 7 or Mojo. Both platforms actually have the data. Vulcan 7 also has a dialer. Mojo also has a dialer. So both platforms have a dialer, and both platforms have expired and for sale by owner, and even circle prospecting data, which are neighborhood data. This QR code here will give you the actual scripts of what you're going to be saying. So this is, I loaded them up here. We're partners with a company called Workman Success Systems, as most of you already know. So they have a wonderful package of different scripts and dialogues that I encourage all of you to visit. These are actually the scripts here. This is the entire script book. It's a 13-page visual. So you're going to have scripts from everything: for sale by owner, expired, the presentation and marketing system. So you'll even have the actual presentation scripts, right? The pricing game, asking for the listing script. So every single thing here is detailed for you guys, for sale by owner and expired. That way you guys can get into it and actually basically role play it, right? I told you guys that I want you guys to role play daily. By the way, Mo and Maria out in Bakersfield, they do a phenomenal job of doing this every day, by the way, guys. Monday through Thursday, they're doing scripts and dialogue training. So if you guys want to amplify and beef up your skill, you guys literally have no excuse. There's already a time block on the calendar. And I think there are a couple of people are dropping in there. You guys can buddy up with somebody and start to make some phone calls. So these are the scripts. You guys can also, again, get them here from the QR code. So make sure that you scan this to get that 13-page, document where you're going to have all the different scripts. There's also this script. Actually, I don't even know if you guys actually saw what I was sharing. I'm sorry about this. I didn't even share the screen. Hold on a second. Here is what I wanted to share. I was all scrolling through it and you guys didn't even see it. Nobody said anything, but check this out. This is the script book. I was talking about this script book and nobody was looking at it. I'm sorry. That was my fault. So this is the script book, 13-pager. Again, it's very detailed. You're going to get into the presentation of the marketing system, the pricing game, closing the appointment. So it has a little guide to be able to go exactly to what you need. So let's just say you're looking for the for sale by owner one. You can just scroll down here and you can have different scenarios to be able to go over. So this is like a follow-up after the appointment, monthly follow-up calls, seller prospects ask for advice, prices too high script, blamed for choosing the price in the first place script. So you got basically a script here for everything you guys are going to run into. So I highly encourage you, hopefully you guys scan the QR code. We're also going to be sending out to you guys via email, because a lot of you actually sometimes don't do that. But the for sale by owner, it could be something as simple as this, right? So, hi, this is Leo from eXp Realty. I was calling to see if the home address at 123 Real Street is still available. Seller, yes, it is. Okay, let me ask, how long were you planning on trying to sell your home yourself before you plan on interviewing the agent for helping you to get the home sold? And the seller, at least a couple more weeks. Really? Here's what I would love to do. I would love to come by and just take a look at it, just to see whether I can match up with any buyers who we are out working with, because we sell a ton of homes in your area. And then while I'm there, if you want, we can discuss the pricing of your home, and I can give you an idea of what I think you should do in order to get the highest amount for your property. So this is one of the ways you guys can do or for sale by owner, because for sale by owners, I mean, they're open to talking to everybody. For sale by owners, yeah, even though a lot of people will call them, again, the intention in the game is to get in front of them, right? Even if they say, I'm not going to hire you, I want you to get in front of them. The game is to get face to face. I have so many people that have literally been told on the phone that have said, I am not going to sell with anybody. I am going to do it myself. Once the person meets face to face and they get annoyed, maybe by one person that comes in, they give up. Right. So you want to be face to face with for sale by owners. This is going to be a much easier approach, by the way. For sale by owners are not going to be as intense with expires, because expires are going to get received like 50 to 60 calls. So there's different listing scripts here. For the expireds, I actually went over a script that I really like last week, which is called the guarantee sale program. So for expireds, in order to get face to face with them, again, because you're competing against 50 to 60 people, I would encourage you guys to just use a script that is it's a guarantee sale program. So you would say something like, hi, George, this is Leo. I'm sure you already got 60 phone calls today, but I wanted to actually meet with you for about 15 minutes. And I guarantee you that if you choose to hire me, I can get your property sold in 7 days or less with our guarantee program. Are you available at 3 or 4 o'clock today? So you're going to go in with the guarantee. Like that's like I would, when I was dialing expireds, that's exactly how I would get in front of expireds all the time. I didn't sign them every single time, but I got in front of them every single time. And most of them didn't actually go and go with the guarantee route, because the guarantee route is actually for somebody that's desperate to sell their property. And that's the language that I would use with the people. I would say, you know what, are you in desperate? When I would go and meet with them, when I would get the appointment, they would ask me, what's this whole, guarantee program all about? And I would tell them, oh, well, the guarantee program is actually for a specific type of scenario. So let me actually ask you a couple of questions before I get started. Are you in desperate need for money? Guess what 99.9% of people said? No, I'm not desperate for money, right? Because people don't want to be in a desperate mood, because they're going to be like, oh my God, this agent, this salesperson is going to take advantage of me. So they're never going to say they're in desperate need of money. The other thing is that you're going to also tell them like, hey, visually seeing your house, it doesn't look like it needs a repairs. Is there any major repairs on your property? And they're going to probably say no, right? So I would ask them like a couple of probing questions like that. And then after that, I would tell them like, you know what, based on what you just shared, Mr. Seller, I believe that the expired route, the guarantee sale route is most likely not going to be a good fit for you, because it's going to require for us to price it very aggressively. Are you comfortable with me selling this property within 2 to 3 weeks? Oh, sure. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and go to the traditional route. So can you please walk me through the property, right? So then you're going to go ahead and acknowledge and pivot and go into the regular listing presentation. So basically, the guarantee, most of the time, 99% of the time, they're not going to take that offer, because people are not going to be utilizing that strategy. And trust me, when you're dealing with sellers, what do they believe? They believe that they have the only house, the one of a kind, that's like a rare gem. Their house is better than everybody else's. They did all this work. So most people want to price it even higher than what you're going to be presenting to them, the valuation, because their property is special. Trust me, every single seller has that mindset. So this is the number one way that I would go after expires and for sale by owners. The strategy that I prefer, this is my favorite strategy, by the way. This is circle prospecting. Circle prospecting, the reason I like circle prospecting, because with expireds and for sale by owners, you're kind of like, you're going to get them scattered throughout the county, and sometimes they're going to be at a very, very far distance. With circle prospecting, the great thing about this strategy is that you can get in front of somebody exactly where you want your listings. So with circle prospecting, this is going to be the best platform called Cole Realty Resource. This is the best one. Also, Mojo has another additional feature as well, but Cole Realty Resource, from my perspective, has more of the accurate data. You can actually get, all you need is an address of a property that recently sold within a mile radius, and you will get anywhere from 15 to 2,500 phone numbers that you can then upload into a dialer and make phone calls. The script is here. I'm going to show you guys the script that I use. This is called the $1 million script. This is my favorite. I created this because This would get me into the door. This would get me into conversation and dialogue. So I would say something like this. Hi, Leo. This is actually, no, hi, George. This is Leo here with eXp Real. I hope you're having a great day. I just helped one of your neighbors sell a home here on 123 Real Street at a record price. And I wanted to find out if you knew anyone else that might be interested in selling. Thank you for answering that question. The reason I'm asking is because I have several buyers that are still looking in your neighborhood and they're in desperate need for a home and we can't find anything available on the market. And then they're going to tell you, yeah, you know what? I don't know. Okay, got it. Do you have any plans yourself of possibly selling now or in the future? And they're going to tell you, right, if they are or not. Great. If you were to sell, where would you move to next? And then they're going to tell you, I would go to Malibu. I want a pool house. I want to downsize. I want to go closer to my brother or my sister. I want to be out of state. And then you're going to ask them why. Like, why is it important for them to go there? Because the most important thing, the leverage to sign listings is where they're going and why they're going, where they're going and why they're going, where they're going and why they're going. You have to obtain that with every single person you connect with. And you're going to also ask them, what's in your wish list with that property? Do you want a pool? Do you want a fire pit? Do you want a third bedroom? Do you want an office space? Like, what is it specifically that you're looking for? You will use that in leverage. Let's just say you don't get the listing appointment that day. You will use that as leverage every single time when you call them, again, because you're taking notes. That way you can get that actual appointment. So this is the script. Now, this is right here, the Mojo platform. I'm going to show you guys the behind the scenes of the Mojo platform. So this is the dialer system that I've been using, that I've actually been using it for many, many years. This is not the only platform in the market. This is a great one. But as you guys can see here, I have a bunch of call lists already loaded up in here because I've used this at a very, very high level. So I have neighborhood list, right? And I can pick any of these lists again, because I've already loaded them up. I got all the data again from Cole Realty Resource. That's how I got all the data. Even if you're right now thinking, I'm like, I don't have a listing that I just sold. If you don't have a listing that you just sold, borrow one. It doesn't matter. Get a property in the area and then just call around that neighborhood, right? Just leverage a recently sold listing. For example, today, we're going to be utilizing this listing here. This is a property that just sold in the city of Corona on 1010 Mandevilla Way for $840,000, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,700 square feet. So I would have this out like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find my list that I'm going to be dialing because I already prepared for this. So I'm going to call 1269 Mita Valle. I'm going to select all the contacts. I'm going to hit power dialer. I'm going to hit the entire list. This is going to give me about, I think, 1,300 contacts. The cool thing with Mojo is, and I will do a separate training specifically for those of you that are, interested in doing this strategy. I uploaded my KV core number because what's going to happen is that when you dial out, you're going to get people to call you back. When people call you back with your cell phone, you're typically not going to know where they're coming from. But if you know they're calling your KV core number, number one, it's going to integrate that lead directly in a KV core. Number two, you're going to be able to source that this is a listing lead. The other thing is that if somebody doesn't pick up the call, I don't have to record a voicemail every single time. I click a button and it drops my voicemail. The other thing is that let's just say that I'm on the phone and then there's another phone line ringing at the same time. This will actually give them a conversation while I'm on the phone. So it's like an immediate message that silly question, what's a power dialer? So a power dialer is actually a multiple line dialer. So instead of you just dialing out one person at a time, this platform will actually dial out 1 to 3 lines at the same time. The reason, one of the things that I like to do is dial 2 lines at the same time. Why? Because this is going to give me more probabilities of somebody picking up the call. So what I'm going to do here is actually start the power dialer. Then what it's going to ask me to do is that it's going to actually ask me to dial a phone number before we get started up. Let me see here. Start the power dialer. Tell me if you guys can hear this, by the way. Oh, I'm going to disconnect my microphone, okay, guys, because I'm actually going to go live on these calls. So my microphone is designed to tune everything out. Give me a second. Can you guys hear me okay? If you guys can give me some feedback, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. You guys might hear my Frenchie snoring in the background now. Typically with my microphone, I don't have to worry about that. But right now, since I don't have my microphone, she might hear her snoring in the background. Tell me if you guys can hear my phone. Because this is going to be, let me move this out of the way. Let me go ahead and do that again. So this is 603-792-0281. Okay, this is not working. Why it's not working? Let me go ahead and do it again. 603-792-0281. What I'm doing with my phone right now is that I'm first calling the actual or this platform, because what it does is that it doesn't dial out from my phone, it dials it out from the platform itself. So 603-792-0281. Okay, why is this not working? While I'm waiting, while I'm connecting here, any questions that you guys have? Let's see here. Okay.
Welcome.
I think it's calling now.
Please try again later. Welcome to Robles.
Oh my God, okay. Hold on a second. I might have to request a new server here.
Using your touch
There we go.
phone, please enter your PIN.
You guys can hear that?
Your PIN never can be
Yes.
found.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm going to dial the 15 to connect it.
You are now logged into the mobile dialer. Please press the correct button on your screen to begin calling.
So now I'm logged in. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to be dialing. So the power of intention. I want you guys to visualize me setting up a listing appointment here. Okay. So I want you guys to root for me. Let's go. All right. So now we're going to start dialing. All right. I'm going to use the $1 million script. It's dialing Dennis here. All right. So it's dialing. So as you guys can see, it's dialing out 2 different contacts right now. The first one that picks up is the one that I'm going to get on the phone with. So none of these are picking up just yet.
How much is that, Leo, per month?
It's a 125 for triple line dialer. 125.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. It's a little bit better. I mean, if you're dialing out one at a time, it's dialing 2 lines and look how long it's taking, right? So you're dialing one at a time, it's going to take you a lot longer. This is going to help you to, when I would do a 3 to 4 hour session, I would have anywhere from actual conversations. I would have anywhere from 35 to 50 conversations within a 3 to 4 hour time block. So this is a very effective way for you to get a hold of people. So since these are not answering, I'm going to hang up on these and I'm going to have the dialer just keep moving on just for time purposes.
What happens when they both answer?
So if I'm on the phone with somebody and then the other line is still dialing, it'll actually play a pre-recorded line, which I try as soon as I answer. Most of the time it hangs it up and I try to hang up the other line. But if both of them were to pick up, it will play a pre-recorded line. So once you set up your dialer, it actually tells you, please record this pre-recorded line. So I say something like, hey, this is Leo. I just wanted to call you because I sold a property at a record price in your neighborhood. And I wanted to find out if you knew anyone that might be interested in selling. So I would just do like a pre-recorded line and then they could hang on. They could also leave a message or they could click a button. So it's a pre-recorded line that they're going to be hearing. That way it's not just like dead noise. So, okay. So we are dialing once again. Christina Hernandez here. All right, all right, all right. So let's just see. Come on, let's pick up the call. Let's go. And it tells you exactly your stats too, right? Because you should be measuring your stats. So it tells you how long you've been dialing for, how many contacts you've actually dialed, and then how many contacts you actually had. So it actually tells you your stats. That way you can keep track. So I would make it a goal to at least have 25 conversations every single day. Again, this is it's gonna take you. This is the unsexy part of real estate, right? The unsexy part about it is that you got to sit down and wait for somebody to pick up and have a conversation. So if you could do that, I'm telling you though, you will get listings. This is a great way to do it because you're just giving good news, especially when you're doing listing calls to neighborhoods. I love calling to neighborhoods because you're literally giving them good news. I'm like, hey, we just sold a property at a record price, which is 840,000. It was a 2,700 square foot home, and it sold in 8 days. I didn't sell that listing. I borrowed that listing. It just sold within the last 4 days. So I took that data and got some phone numbers around that neighborhood, and now we're dialing the list. Okay. So we're about 6 minutes in. Nobody's picked up just yet. I like to also added note, I like to start dialing these calls. I get more answers earlier in the morning. So like 9 o'clock in the morning is 8:30 to 9 o'clock is actually the best time to start. This would be the way that you can. Do we have a link for your scripts? Yes, we do have a link. Let me go back to the, nobody's picking up just yet. So I'm gonna go back to here. This is the script. Please go ahead and scan this QR code here. This will give you the script. Do we have to scrub these? The platform actually already does it for you. It scrubs the do not call list already. So it'll do it for you automatically. So here, as I'm doing something else in the background, again, this thing is live, right? In the background is dialing out. It's dialed out to 6 different phone numbers. Haven't picked up just yet. So we're gonna keep doing that. So yeah, keep posting your questions here because while I'm waiting, I can answer questions. Will you be sharing the link on each one of the QR codes after this Zoom? Yes. What we're gonna do is that when we send out the recording, I'm gonna have all of the scripts for you guys in there as well. So yes, we will absolutely be doing that. So one of the things that I do as a pro tip, right? Make sure you have the listing up on the side. Because if you get somebody on the phone live and they start asking you detailed questions about the listing, you better like understand what the stats are, right? How many days did it take to sell? What's the bedroom, bath? What's the square footage? What's the year built? What neighborhood is it? What's the streets, right? You want to know all this information. That way, when you're telling somebody you just recently sold something in an area, you sound competent. So all is also a good idea to check and make sure that the phone number is not showing up as spam. Yep. Also, that definitely works. I have Mojo, but only neighborhood search. I have not used the dialer. The dialer is definitely the way to go. But check this out. I've been doing this for 8 minutes, 8 phone calls, and not a single call have answered just yet. So if you have to do this manually, guess what starts to happen? You start like, oh, this is not working. So sometimes this happens where you go through like a whole, couple of phone numbers and nobody picks up. But then you start getting like people picking up left and right. So you just have to kind of wait. And it gives you the ability to maybe start to doing a text strategy, right? You guys have been in my trainings in the past where we've literally started conversations just by doing text. So what I would do while I'm waiting is start to send out text messages to other people that you might be following up with. You have in your database, but literally be working side by side. So. Efficiency. Yes, sir. Exactly. So the next call that picks up, they're going to be interested in selling, and we're going to have a great conversation, and they're going to be excited to talk to me. And voicemail picked up. So I'm going to click voicemail.
Your message.
And that's going to drop off the voicemail.
You may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Okay.
We did not get your message, either because you were not speaking or because of event.
Yeah, I already did it. It's a little lag. But it says leaving your message. You see here, gas bar. So I don't have to actually record the voicemail. It'll record. And it's actually me. And on my voicemail, I'll give you guys, again, the script. It's just, hey, I'm giving you a call. My name is Leo Robles here with eXp Real Estate. I wanted to call you because I sold your neighbor's property at a record price. Please give me a call back if you know anybody else that might be interested in selling. I have a couple of buyers that are desperately in need for a home. So I record that once. I don't say their name, obviously, because it's going to be a generic voicemail, but you will say something like that. Hello, hello, Philip. Hello, hello. No contact. So they hung up. Okay. So also for stats, right? I click no contact. That way I can call that dialer again. So this, I have 1,000 leads here. So that no contact, I'll make sure to call them back again. If you hit contact, then it's going to filter them out on your next batch of calling. What happens is that once I would go through this whole list and I would have a conversation with everybody, then what I would do is that I would just go ahead and give them some time. Like, let me see. Hello, hello, KJ. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Contact. Okay. It might be my phone out here. What's going on? Could you also please share the presentation list to last? Yes, 100%. All the trainings, by the way, are on my YouTube channel. So you can actually go to my YouTube channel. It's Leo Robles on YouTube. You should be able to find all of my training videos. Everything should be in there. The second place you could also find my trainings is in this Facebook group. This is called the Think Bigger Mastermind. This is a private mastermind group. Also add yourself to that. That'll give you also our previous trainings as well. And okay, we got about 2 more minutes and I want to make sure that I get on the call here, a live one. If not, we're going to do a repeat, right? We're going to do a second series. I'm going to do this again with more time. So I had a couple of more updates for you guys, and I want to make sure that I go over these while we're waiting. I'm on mute anyway. So there's also a 120-day listing challenge, guys. So this is an update while I'm waiting here for somebody to pick up. 120-day listing challenge. Scan this QR code if you like. It's $250. Workman Success is putting this together. The last challenge, 30-day challenge, there was 2,400 new listings set.
Please leave your message for.
Hold on. Drop off a voicemail. Okay. So there was 2,400 new listing appointments set, 2,100 listing appointments complete, and then 1,600 listings won. $326 million in volume. So if you guys want an accountability group, that's going to be a 30-day challenge to take 120-day listing challenge. This again is something that Workman Success is putting together. It's $250.
7, 2, 6, 3.
So voicemail. I'll put no contact there. And then the last 2 things I would cover while we're waiting. Skills mastery. If you guys want to refine your skills on the phone, it's happening from 8:30 to 9:15, Monday through Thursday. They're powerful trainings. Winner Circle Wednesday as well. Powerful trainings that they do every single week. They have different topics. This one just happened, so I'm not going to talk about this one just yet. But there's also 2 live events happening this week. Mr. Damiano's putting together this tomorrow in the city of Downey at Joseph's Bar and Grill. He's going to have, he's going to be talking about.
Not been set up yet. Please try your call again later. Goodbye.
No contact. Okay. So he's going to be doing a wholesaling workshop with these powerful leaders here. So if you guys want to go attend that, that's tomorrow from 9 to 1. And then if you guys want to get together with us in Rancho Cucamonga, we're going to be doing a Cinco de Mayo networking event. Scan this QR code here, and this will give you access to register. It's a free event. It's going to be awesome. So
is not available.
okay. So
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages.
no
at this time.
contact.
Goodbye.
Okay, cool. So we got that. The last thing is this book I've been raving about. I finished it in 7 days. So if you guys want a book that's life-changing, that I personally think it's super powerful, this book is called The Wealth Money Can't Buy with Robin Sharma. Make sure you pick up this book. Might be the demographic, not at home at this time. Yep, yes, sir. It definitely does happen. Yeah, I'm calling in the city of Corona. I do find that people answer earlier in the morning. So we're on the top of the hour. Nobody picked up, unfortunately, right now, but we're going to be doing a second session and we're going to be dialing out for a little bit longer. But so I was like hoping that there was somebody picking up. So no contact. I'm going to go ahead and stop this thing. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you guys for being here. Please, please, please make sure that you guys check your emails. We're going to send out the recording. We're going to send out the scripts. Make sure you tune into your scripts and dialogues. And then we'll do a second session where we'll actually have a little bit more time to make some more phone calls. But yeah, we'd love to hear you guys' feedback. If anything comes up for you guys have additional questions, please feel free to reach out. Okay. So thank you guys so much for your time. And let's create a great day. And I'll see you guys on Downey and on Thursday at the networking.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you guys. See ya.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Maisha, the book is the Wealth Money Can't Buy. The Wealth Money Can't Buy by Robin Sharma. Miss Olivia says she bought the book. You were out on your trip. I'm glad that you were able to pick that up.
Live performance on Thursday.
The what?
Live performance. No, I'm just like.
Oh, you better perform on Thursday. What's going on? What you mean?
We'll see.
All right. Sounds good. Well, check your emails. Everything will be sent to you guys via email. I'll have the networking event link in there, the Downey link in there, the scripts, and then the actual training as well. Mr. Gabe Mendez, good to see you, my friend. You're out there. It looks like you're making it happen. Terrell, good to see you. Mauricio, good to see you. Dennis, good to see you. Iris, good to see you. Have an amazing day. I got to run. Peace.